I love these fabulous children's astrology books by Donna McGarry. They're delightful, whimsical, and entertaining. Visit zodiacs.com. Hello, fabulous friends and fans. Welcome to your horoscope for the week of September 21st, 2014. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This week starts off with a harmonious conversation between Venus and Saturn, and then another conversation happening between Mars and Neptune. I really like the fact that the two of these are happening at the same time at the start of the week, because it suggests to me that we are unlikely at this time to be carried away, to be swept away simply by attraction. We are considering the long term. We are looking at grounding ourselves, whether it's in love or in pleasure or in money. We're looking at things from a stable, solid perspective, and unlikely to just let the winds of change, or rather the water of change, to just take it where it is that it wants us to go. So with this sense of balance, I do also want to say, with Mars speaking with Neptune in this type of conversation that astrologers call a square, it can suggest a time when we are prone to fluctuations in energy, fluctuations in emotion. Now, thankfully, because of Venus speaking in harmony with Saturn, I do think that this suggests that we understand that it's not necessarily about just getting carried away on pleasure, okay, or getting in any way sort of overdoing it, but rather to understand how whatever it is that we're feeling can work with where it is ultimately that we most desire to go in terms of creating stability in love and money and in joy as well. If you know somebody who is sort of vulnerable to fluctuations in moods, this is a good time to reach out to them. Be that voice of Venus speaking harmoniously with Saturn, or for yourself as well. Know that everything is about moving us towards greater love and greater wisdom, and we can choose what energies we're going to emphasize at any given moment based on the choices that we're making, based on what we believe is going to help move us in that direction. And this really is a great opportunity for all of us to understand that real spirituality is grounded. Real spirituality has a certain maturity and has a certain sense of responsibility to it as well. And you really are responsible for your own sensitivity. I'm very much of the belief that sensitivity is a gift, and it is our individual responsibility to protect that and use it to the advantage of ourselves and to the people around us, and even, if you are so called to the world as well in your own way. This is that very opportunity that is speaking here. I think that this particular conversation between Venus and Saturn comes right a week after Venus is speaking in supreme harmony with Pluto, which happened at the beginning of last week. And so you put these together, and it does suggest to me that we're making smart choices where it comes to love, but also grounding our passions as well, being asked to look at our passions for what they are and not get too carried away, but rather understand that it is what is stable, what is secure, and what is real that is going to matter most in the big picture of our lives. So I want to give you guys a mini astrology lesson here. The sun moves about 30 days through any given sign of the zodiac, and each sign is divided into 30 degrees. And so the sun spends about 1 day in each degree per sign per that month, and of course over the course of the year, 1 degree per day over the course of the year adds up to 360 days of the year. Now again, this is just an approximate, not getting too specific here. Having said that, what's really interesting about this new moon is that it occurs at the very first degree of Libra. So Libra steps into a new sign, is at 0 degrees, as we astrologers call it, at 0 degrees. And just as he steps into the first degree, so it's just stepping into its energy, or his energy as Libra, we experience this new moon taking place. And this happens just as, like literally just a little over 24 hours from Pluto being direct, stationary direct, Pluto being at its most potent. and really driving home some of the most important moments of change and clarity that are going to be promised over the course of this year. This particular new moon is also speaking in supreme harmony with Mars. So I look at this conversation taking place and these happening simultaneously. You add to this, now here's another thing, which I am really very excited about. You add to this Jupiter speaking in supreme harmony with Uranus, and I'll delve more into that in just a moment. But all this adds up to honesty, change, new chapters, new beginnings, fresh energy, saying that's the way I want to go, and then going there. This can bring about changes actually quite out of the blue, as well as Uranus likes to do. So this particular new moon speaking in harmony with Mars suggests empowerment and suggests action. This is the type of conversation that astrologers call a sextile, and what that means is it's harmonious, yes, but it's the type of harmony that we have control over. Like a way is pointed to us, we are shown keys, and it's up to us to decide if we're actually going to walk that path, if we're actually going to do the work to create blessings into our lives. So there's an element, a strong element of empowerment there, but it is a sense of new beginnings, and also with the power of Pluto there helping us along. And very quickly the rewards come because of Jupiter and Uranus in this very rare conversation. Now, this particular conversation I have spoken about in many of the monthly horoscopes, so you may want to have a look at that again for the month of September. This is the first of a series of conversations that are going to take place again in March, again in June, between Jupiter and Uranus. And these two planets speaking in this way is somewhat rare, but it is supremely harmonious conversation that brings quick changes that are delightful, that open up whole new avenues. Where it felt that there was just a wall, windows and doors go wide open. Lovely experiences are welcome that really have the opportunity to change us very deeply and in an instant. And so if you are one of those people in any area of life, not just financially, I mean, it depends on what's happening in your unique birth chart, and also what's happening depending on your sun sign or moon sign or rising sign. But having said that, I mean, in any area of life, we can think about prosperity. We can think about rags to riches. Again, not just financially, but emotionally and otherwise. And this really is the opportunity to experience such a turnaround where we may go from rags to riches in at least one area of life, quite by surprise and quite out of nowhere as well. But remember, this is part of a continuous dance, which will reach 2 more peak moments in 2015. So there's lots of blessings on offer, but this is going to be a wonderful start to this very energy. As this conversation takes place, it's sort of one of the peak moments in continuous other conversations happening, with Pluto going stationary direct, and with the new moon that's happening as well, all within a span of a couple of days. So last week, I remember saying to you, it's kind of a quiet week, but don't worry, next week we'll make up for it. This is the universe really making up for it big time. Just these conversations, but right out of the gate as we start this week, a lot of us are gonna know that things are changing. We are moving on, we are forgiving. We are understanding, and we are being empowered in new ways that feel like they're going to bring in a lot of joy and a lot of positivity as well. Finally, by the time we get to the end of the week, Mercury will move into the sign of Scorpio. And I'm so excited about this. Mercury moving into the sign of Scorpio will eventually move towards, slowly but surely, in the days and weeks to come, we'll start moving towards Saturn. And I'll be here to talk about it at that time. But this should change some of the things that we find ourselves talking about. And I do think that a lot more of us are going to be looking at matters of money, our feelings around money, the emotional issues that might be there around money as well, and talking about it. Just on a very practical level, this may be more people needing to deal with financial institutions for different reasons. But just on a more spiritual level as well, this energy can bring the right conversation at the right time that heals any emotional issues that may be there around money, that allows us to create greater abundance for ourselves as we understand abundance and what it really means to us, putting it in its proper place and thinking about all the different forms of abundance that are available to all of us at any given time. Those are going to be conversations, those are going to be interactions that are taking place, and new ideas are likely to abound as well. Well, thank you so much for watching so far. I do just want to send a very personal message and say thank you so much. I'm so grateful for this moment with you. I also want to say I'm so grateful for your amazing enthusiasm for the horoscopes I offer, and especially the monthly horoscopes as well. Now, usually by around this time, I like to have the monthly horoscopes up, but there are some delays happening. I'm so sorry about that. I will get them up before the month ends, a few days before the month ends, but they will not be up this week. I'm sorry, I doubt very much. I'll try to get them up by the very end of the week, but at the beginning of next week by the latest. Okay, so thank you. Thank you so much. Later this week, usually by now they are up, but there's a bit of a delay, and I'm so sorry. And I'm so grateful that you're watching, that you're here. And as always with these videos, I hope that they put out good energy into the world. They put out an energy of hope, of inspiration, and they provide you with the omen that you need. I love your interactions on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, my website, nadiyashah.com, on YouTube as well. Love interacting with you guys on YouTube, all your different comments and your ideas as well for videos you'd like to see me make. Thank you for that. If you would like me to have a look at your chart, your personal birth chart, if you have specific questions about your life, please consider a personalized horoscope. But again, I do really thank you so much for being here. It really is everything. And I do hope that you receive the omen that you need in this very moment with this very horoscope. Well, how all this wonderful stuff happening in the sky this week, all this activity speaks to you and your sign, is coming up right now. Hello, fabulous Aries. This week we have just such a lovely setup for you where it comes to love. So love really is on offer. It is being promised to you. Now, this could be your understanding of love. This could be breaking down barriers where it comes to love as well. Or this could involve other people. But ultimately, when I look at the sky for you, it does suggest you've got a new moon happening in your opposite sign. There is going to be at least somebody there to help you have these understandings of self-empowerment where it comes to love. Now, the chance of you actually connecting with somebody, and especially online as well, or somebody from a different background than you're used to interacting with, somebody with new ideas, new perspectives of looking at the world, very strongly indicated at this time as well, if that's what you're open to. If you are already in an established bond, then chances are this particular new moon is going to give you a chance to begin again, give you all an action plan, give the two of you an action plan to move forward and decide just what it is and where it is you want to devote your shared energy, particularly where it comes to affirming the shared values that you have. And you add to this just some lovely romantic surprises that are set to happen as we move you further into the week. And it does look like at the very least you're going to have some fun. At the very least you are going to get your flirt on as well. Hello, fabulous Taurus. Your ruling planet at the start of the week speaks in supreme harmony with Saturn. And I think that this is one of the most promising omens for you. Whereas last week there was a lot of truth, there was a lot of strength. This week promises stability right to the core of you, a very deep understanding of what it is that you really need to feel stable and strong and secure, to feel safe, and feel like your life is moving forward in a direction that you like. Some of you are going to experience this in the context of partnership, are going to experience this in the context of relationship or love. And so given the energy of last week continuing into this week, the chance of you actually making a genuine connection with somebody that is very promising, somebody who really could last long term, if you're open to that, could be right about now. The chance of you further solidifying the bond that you're in right now is also indicated. But some of you are going to experience this on a deeper level, where it comes to an understanding that what you want now has changed. What you want in love and partnership has changed. And what you want now is probably a more mature, more stable person than you thought of before. And it's because you're changing. And as you are growing more stable within your spirit, so too will you want the people around you to reflect that. Hello, fabulous Gemini. Well, we've got this harmoniously placed new moon happening for you. And this new moon happening, I would have spoken about this in the monthly horoscopes, especially the love-focused horoscope. A new moon happening in a part of the sky that has to do with romance, with love, with flirtation as well. And so at the very least, you are going to have a lot of fun. And I do think that this does indicate an understanding of what love means to you and how it is ultimately that you want to move forward in your partnership and in love. So if you're in an established bond, this is going to be a time when you're sharing time with your partner, enjoying each other's company, feeling a renewed sense of just playtime together, joy time together, laughing together is what I see. If you are not currently with somebody, this is you just enjoying getting out and about and meeting new people. The fact that this particular new moon is supported by Mars in your opposite sign further affirms this connection to me. And at the very least, just like the signs just before you, there's a strong love theme that's continuing from last week into this week. The signs before you, Aries and Taurus, you too are one of those signs this week that is very likely to get your flirt on. Hello, fabulous Cancer. Well, this week we have a new moon taking place in a part of the sky that has to do with really your part of the sky, your home in the sky, and it is your home. So it does look like you are going to be asked to spend more time alone. Some of you alone will be with your family. For some of you, this will be a fortress of solitude of your own creation, but you are likely to enjoy it very much. And it looks like it will be for the purpose of work, whether it's working on something that you hope will become something more, whether it's work for the purpose of a home-based business or job that you're looking to create or emphasize or just continue. It does look like you're bringing work home. Work is happening on the home base. For some of you out there, this is going to be more about you thinking about how to integrate your family more into your daily lives. And so some of you out there may decide that you want to start doing things like going to gym together. That is one possibility. Or otherwise partaking in things on a more regular basis in a joint way as a way to spend more time together. But it does look like it energizes you, it revitalizes you, and it does look like some fresh energy is coming in the home sphere as well. That is likely to make alterations to your daily plans and the daily way that you go about things, but in a way that also, as I said, it energizes you and seems to bring you a lot of happiness. Hello, fabulous Leo. Well, it is Jupiter in your sign speaking in supreme harmony with Uranus. I absolutely love this energy for you. It does suggest that you are now starting to tap into that positive energy that Jupiter promises. So if you are one of the few Leos out there who's still waiting for the big blessings to show up, this could be the time that it does. Now, those of you born smack dab in the middle of your sign are going to find this energy is most easy to grasp, but every Leo out there is going to find this an important week where you started to uncover and you started to realize what you need to feel a sense of happiness, what you need to feel like your life is growing in a direction that you like, and start moving in that direction. And it's likely to just come out of nowhere. Some of the best opportunities, especially opportunities to explore, to be more, to know more, all of that is especially emphasized now. So whether that's traveling, whether that's going to school for a higher degree, whether that's learning a new language, a new philosophy, a new spiritual tradition, you will be called to that new adventure. And when the call comes, I think that you'll know that this is a pathway towards really starting to tap into more of your potential that'll help you to unlock a little bit more of your potential. And at the very least is a pathway towards a greater sense of happiness. So trust yourself and trust your spirit to lead you to the knowledge that you now need and to lead you to the places that you most need to go as well. Hello, fabulous Virgo. Well, it's a strong financial week for you with this particular new moon taking place in the sign immediately after yours. It does suggest changes in finance that energize, that feel good, and that really help you feel more safe and more secure. And that really is key here. I do think that if there's been any element of whether it's just attracting money you need for your rent, that is indicated this week. But if there's been any element of where you live and how you feel about where you live, needing a little bit of an infusion of cash, whether it's just to redecorate or whether it's actually to move, this could be a great week when all of that comes together. The funds you need, bring it together to happen. The other element that I really like about this year is just feeling more secure, feeling more safe, thanks to prosperity finding you. So whether this is actual opportunity to experience a raise or a whole new pathway towards creating opportunity for yourself, possibly a home-based pathway, possibly a home-based business, given the connection between your prosperity now and creating prosperity for yourself and the home, that also is a very likely manifestation. But regardless of how this energy is experienced, one thing is for sure though, you are moving in a direction that leads you to feel more prosperous than you knew yourself to be before. Hello, fabulous Libra. Well, what an important week for you. We have got a new moon happening in your sign, speaking harmoniously with Mars. You put this together and it suggests to me you being energized, you being revitalized, you feeling like you've got a measure of empowerment, you've got a measure of control, you've got a measure of what it is exactly that you want to do, and you actually do it. Now, this particular new moon is happening at the very beginning of your sign, which suggests a beginning, which suggests the first steps now being taken and being put into place. And this is further affirmed by the conversation that Mars is having with this new moon. And so whatever it is that you plant now is likely to reap very, very strong seeds further down the road, and you can expect a more full manifestation to take place 6 months down the road. So be open, be honest, understand what it is ultimately that you do want to begin now, and actually take some action, no matter how small, no matter how symbolic, towards its realization. So again, the action can be symbolic, it can be small, it can be you sort of lighting a candle and saying a prayer. It can be you, if you have a dream of being a famous singer, it can be you just buying a microphone for 99 cents on eBay. I mean, this is just an example, but that's what I mean. No matter how small the action is, whatever you're ready to do, do it now. If you want to go to graduate school, actually go online, do a little research, or order a catalog or something. Whatever it is that you most desire to do as you come to understand yourself differently and what you most want differently now, whatever that is, take some small action and you will find yourself planting some really powerful seeds that are going to reap wonderful, wonderful fruit for you a little further down the road. Hello, fabulous Scorpio. Well, we have your ruling planet standing still as the week starts and then going direct. What we also have happening this week is a new moon in the sign just before yours. And then what we also have happening this week at the start of the week is Saturn moving in your sign, speaking in supreme harmony with Venus. I put all this together and it does suggest really what it comes down to is truth. Moment of honesty for you in a very big way. Looking at your real motivations, where it comes to love, where it comes to money, where it comes to life even, and looking at how, and especially how, you have been using language in a way that either supports you or doesn't. Either supports your intention and what it is you desire to experience and what it is that you desire to create, or it doesn't. And this is you really getting to see yourself much more deeply, much more honestly, and looking at the dynamics of what you've created in just about every area of life. But as I said, love is going to be a factor in this, or money as well. Ultimately, this comes down to what you believe you deserve and how it is ultimately your actions have been demonstrating that. Where it is that your actions have been demonstrating that what you deserve is actually a lot less than what you know you do. This is going to be a time when you get honest with yourself and you really commit to stepping up your game. You add to this the fact that we've got just some lovely career energy happening for you this week. And I do think that you're seeing the big picture. You're thinking about what's going to create greater stability, but also great opportunity for yourself. And you're actually going for it in a way that delights you. And at the same time, you're having these wonderful realizations about yourself. And that in turn leads you to make some powerful changes that move you towards a direction that you like very much in just about every area of life. Hello, fabulous Sagittarius. Well, it is your ruling planet, Jupiter, beginning its supreme dance, has been actually dancing with Uranus, but now will reach the first peak moment in this dance. It does suggest that no matter what is transpiring around you, no matter what is taking place, you feel good, you feel positive, and you are going to be called to an adventure. Now, for some of you, this is going to be a love adventure, I gotta say, and this especially becomes relevant because as you start this week, we've got Mars moving through your sign. Mars speaking with Neptune as you start the week, not as great an omen, I will be honest with you. If you're one of those people whose moods tend to fluctuate, please do reach out to others. There are a lot of people out there who are going to want to infuse your life with a sense of stability and a sense of kindness. And we see that with Venus speaking with Saturn. But that energy, I promise you, it's going to pass as quickly as it comes. And it's only going to be for some of you out there, but it does look like there might be a little bit of energy dip. There might be a little bit of a disappointment, but you needn't give that energy because literally as you move further into the week, what that adventure is, which ultimately comes down to what it comes down to is what is it that you really want to do? What is it that's really going to matter to you? What do you really want to do? What change are you not making? And what is the fear behind it? You get insights into all of that. And by the time we get you to the end of the week, you say, okay, my feelings, the reason I was down, you understand it differently. You say, okay, that was wise. That was my body and my spirit sending me a signal that I actually want to go in another direction. By the time we get you to the end of the week, you know what that direction is, and you are enthusiastic and excited about the possibilities. So don't worry, if you are one of those few Sagittarius that experiences a little bit of a dip, understand that it is wise. It is a message from your spirit, and it is part of the process, moving you towards greater enthusiasm, greater joy, and greater love and greater wisdom as well. Hello, fabulous Capricorn. Well, it is Pluto in your sign, standing still as we start the week and going direct in the early part of the week. Pluto stationary direct in your sign. Pluto at its most potent, promising absolute change, promising that where you have felt stagnant, where you have felt that you wished you had more power, you wish you had more wealth, you wish you had more insight, you wish you had more clout, this is a time when you actually get to experience it and experience it in a powerful way. You add to this the fact that we've got this new moon happening in a part of the sky that has to do with your career. So a new moon happening in a part of the sky that has to do with career, and you really are ready to take off in new directions, directions that excite you, that bring a sense of energy, that bring a sense of enthusiasm, that bring a sense of your own power. It's a fresh start for you in career, but also a fresh start for you in terms of your understanding of just how influential you can be. And I think you're going to find yourself almost amazed really at how quickly things can change for the better and how quickly things can turn in a direction where you feel like a lot of work that you have been doing for months now that might have felt like it wasn't going anywhere. For some of you out there, you just might feel like you've hit the spinning wheel where things finally start to take off in a direction that you like very much. Hello, fabulous Aquarius. Well, it is your ruling planet Uranus getting a boost from Jupiter this week. Now, I have spoken about this in the monthly horoscopes for you. This is such a great omen for either meeting somebody new or understanding the bond that you're in differently, more positively. this is an infusion of positive energy into your love sphere. Now, I am going to be really honest with you. Those of you out there who may be in a relationship that you know you're not supposed to be in, this might be the moment that both of you decide to let go in love and light. And it seems like the energy is so easy. The energy is so positive. There's an understanding, and likely a mutual understanding, that space needs to be created for the new to come in. And so if you are one of those few Aquarians out there that is in this situation, welcome what might be with open arms. I think you're going to find you like what ends up happening very much. Those of you out there who are in an established bond that you like very much, this could be a time when things just really start flowing in a very positive way. You find an easy exchange of energy and an easy joy manifesting, and really this could bring you together, deepen the commitment in a way that you like very much, quite by surprise as well. So yes, some of you might get some sort of formal request, but others of you, it just might be a feeling that propels you towards this person even more. And those of you open to meeting somebody new, as I said, this could be the time. Some of you are going to experience this in the context of business, and this could be a time when you attract the right person to really help you in the goals that matter to you most, especially your career goals, to propel you towards a new direction or to propel you towards a higher direction than you've known before. Hello, fabulous Pisces. This week starts off with your ruling planet Neptune speaking with Mars. And so when I see this particular conversation taking place, it does suggest a need to be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself, be loving with yourself. There's so much that's so good happening in the sky. Don't let any kind of dips in energy or uncertainty sort of let you get swept away, because there's so much that is so good. It is important as you start the week to really ground yourself in the support that other people have to offer. And it does look like there's a tremendous amount of support, especially where it comes to partnerships. So if you're in an established bond, talk to your partner. If you are not in an established bond, then just sit down with someone you trust one-on-one and share about the higher meaning of life. This is a great time to be doing just that. And this will bring an element of stability in. But I promise you, the energy is just any kind of dip that might be there for some out there will pass so quickly. And by the time we get you further into the week, your ancient ruling planet, Jupiter, will be speaking in supreme harmony with Uranus. And currently, these placements are happening in parts of the sky for you that have to do with money and work. So it does look like you'll start feeling a lot better about yourself and life thanks to your finances, your financial picture. Could just out of nowhere get an amazing boost for you, or you may just get a new idea of how you can create greater prosperity with yourself, and you're excited about it and you get a chance to actually run with it. It does look like financial matters are very strong for you now, and that in turn is going to give you a sense of your own power and your own possibility as well. Don't give in to any fluctuating energies that don't matter. You will know if they matter or they don't. Understand that everything is moving you in a direction of greater abundance. And that's personal abundance, financial abundance, absolutely, but emotional abundance as well. Well, thank you so much to all signs out there. It'll be a great week. Enjoy.